Now. I know, man. It's just been just busy. Work has been like real crazy. They, I didn't mention what type of work. I don't recall me mentioning what work I was doing. No, but like they must have let go a lot of people and or fired them, and now the best of the best people have to pick up the fucking pieces, bro. And like what it is that our metrics are like way more stringent now, and like they're like trying to judge how many people they need to hire back because they probably fired way too many people. So I'm just like, fucking hell, man, goodness. It's like it's the same job, but it's like, oh man, and you know what too? They keep like, all right, so the way that is, what's going on is that there's a lot of overseas people or whatever that they hired, as you already know, right? Problem here is that, well, no, they're not working out. That's one big thing, but the biggest issue is there was some sort of tsunami or whatever the case is in India or wherever it was, and no one's working. So we have to pick up the pieces there. They're not paying them a lot, so they don't give a fuck what's going on. They don't give a fuck what they're telling the customers at all. They're like, well, I mean, my job is to help maintain, you know, the bleeding of customers, right? And sometimes it'd be like real technical issues, and they'll tell me like, oh, okay, I can't fix your box, but I know who can. And they'll send them to me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know how to do this shit. Like, hey, what's this? They just keep throwing all sorts of people to me in my department, and we're telling them, they're like, yo, like, this shit needs to stop because it's causing us to try to fix the issue, and it's eating up mad time, like time that other customers could we could be helping, and they don't give a fuck. I'm like, well, if you like it, I love it. I guess I don't know. I mean, I kept my job, so. I know Kerr is, I know Kerr is irritated with this shit too. You know, it, it takes a long time for somebody to come out there to try to repair your shit. You know what I mean? And then some of these people, I noticed this shit too. They'll get somebody over, right? Or they'll set up a schedule, and the technicians will be like, I just don't feel like doing this shit. I don't feel like doing it. I'm going to pretend like I knocked on their door and leave. Hmm. No, no, no. It's ridiculous. I'm like, literally. I'm like, y'all gonna keep fucking around, you're gonna find out real quick. No, it's not. You know what I mean? But part of it is good. There's some growing pains to this because, like, ultimately, there are a lot of lazy fucking supervisors. There was a chick. I'm gonna call it how I see it, right? I don't think that women should be in certain job fields. I don't think they can handle it. But anything that has to do with sales or management, I don't think they're good at it. Women, women don't like being around them. They get pissy. I didn't do shit like, we all struggling here. This bitch is just, she having a breakdown. She don't want to answer. That your job is to fucking answer me. That's your job. You're supposed to help. I'm overwhelmed right now. Like I really want to help, but there's nobody here but me. What about me? I'm like, nah, bitch. You need to hang this. You need to hang this shit up. She's like, well, I didn't put. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that they couldn't do it. Like for instance, I wouldn't. Like my grandma would have easily mopped the floor with this shit, but this weak bitch ass people nowadays, like it's just exacerbated. Whatever flaw that each sex has is just it's amplified to the nth degree. It's ridiculous. You can't wake up in the morning because you on your period. I don't feel like working. I'm going crying and shit. Like, come on, bitch. Like, are we fucking serious here? Bitch, you taking a break to cry. What you mean? But it's not that deep. No, no. I just cry for what? It's not like they doing any. It's not the ones calling me a name or doing anything. It's just a lot of work. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if it gets to a point where I can't handle it, I'm gonna make me a break. Period. Like there's one time, they were just back to back to back to back calls. I say, you know what, ma'am? Give me a second here. Let me try to dig into this. I'll be right back. They love it. They be like, oh my god. They be like, he's really working. I took a nap. I took a 10-minute break. Mm. It was all. It was look, and I didn't even solve any problems. But the illusion, you saw these bitches an illusion. I came back. I am so sorry. I mean, I pulled out all the stops and tried to. I really tried. They were like, you know what? You were the first person that helped me like this. I really didn't help at all. But no, I feel great. I feel great. It she meant that shit with all her heart, yo. Sometimes you're like, but like I said, I'm gonna drive to Orlando halfway through my shift. I'm clocking out. Yo, I'm trying to tell you. I mean, I don't see you too much on Twitter, but it ain't no gaming shit going on at all. Everybody is quiet. And I'm like, we've been trying to tell you like this shit is frivolous as shit, yo. Like y'all doing too much. It ain't shit going on. Y'all getting too old for this, yo. Y'all getting too old for this. Like I saw some in the chat where Jemiah was like they had that little steam box, right? I kind of want that as a plate. But all right, so here's the thing. The reason why I want it is a couple of reasons. I don't think motherfuckers really get or grasp what's going on. There is the chip issue where making these chips is costing more money. So even if you try to make like a real, pioneering chip, That shit's gonna cost an arm and a fucking leg. So what people are doing now is like you kind of have to worry about the software. Niggas don't really give a fuck about frame rate like that anymore, or the graphics that crazily. They they set a precedent, and it would have worked, but then what they've done is hire people that shouldn't be hired. That's what happened with them. There was a lot of people that brought their politics into video games. Nobody gives a fuck who you fucking. Just make the fucking game. I don't care about your religion in the game. I don't care about you fucking in the game. I don't care about any of your fucking beliefs. But just make a good game. And here's the kicker. People are not going to agree with you. And that's okay. You make what sells. It has always been the case. Back in the 90s, what we have, I'm playing it right now. Tomb Raider with the big ass, supple fucking titties. You know what I mean? I know it don't feel good inside, but we're still fucking animals. We want to see them titties and bulges and whatever. That's what we want to see. That's what it's going to be. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you cannot be making games based off of, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so tired of people with these unrealistic, proportions. No, we want that. We do.
No, it's true. It's fantasy to begin with. Like, titty me up or the baddie. It's true. I ain't no hoe like you. I'm not gonna be off to it. But, like, I think
Oh, I was a nasty nigga, yo, when I was younger, and I got my nigger right, hard or
you said what?
well, hard and hard or. I remember. I'm gonna tell you this. This is a true story. Honest to God, right? When we got them dual, like when they,
I think you told me you was using that shit.
what I do.
Using that shit, using the rumble.
I did. It was 203. I got infinite Uzis. I just had that shit. I was just vibrate my fucking pelvis, yo. I said, "Ooh, I'm about to nut." Pun intended. So,
Quick question. Did you play Hogwarts Legacy or you didn't?
no, I did, and I almost beat it, and then
This shit is completely different. Like, I'm playing it now again.
they.
Does each house have its own
I feel like they do. Like I feel like they went in. They went in.
Because this shit is blowing my mind.
Yeah, no, they went in. I think each house have its own little gameplay and shit going on, bro. Like, no, they weren't playing when they made that game. That's why when people got pissed off, transgender shit like that. You know why they made a game? They made it. No, they say that the creator of Hog or we call it like the whore.
She got mad.
No, she didn't even get mad. She was like, I don't want niggas in the bathroom. People was like, you should support this. And people were like, yo, don't put it on the game. That's her belief. That's okay. You know what I mean? But what they did with the game is they ignored all that shit and made it. People try to not buy it out of spite, and it still sold gangbusters. Like, okay, so that's what you're supposed to do. No, man, no. I'm playing Tomb Raider, by the way. One.
Get back to it.
Oh, I'm going back to one. Like,
You know what it is? I beat that one. My thing with Tomb Raider is the way that I grew up playing was actually
Oh, so I feel you. I feel you. No, you ain't lying, yo. I will never forget Tomb Raider 3, bro. Never. I skipped Tomb Raider 2 because I didn't even know that they were making sequels back to back at the time. I played Tomb Raider 1. Didn't even know that they made 2. I was like, I remember she had a ponytail when my sister bought Tomb Raider 1. And I mean Tomb Raider, when she bought Tomb Raider 1, prior to that purchase, I went to the store and was playing Tomb Raider 2 when she was fighting the tigers. I thought that's what she bought. and she ended up buying the first one because it was probably cheaper. And I'm thinking to myself, I was like, I don't remember. I thought that she could do all this. It was water. She could wade in the water and stuff like that. And you know, so anyway, I skipped the three, and I remember it was like in November, and I was pleading with my mom, please let me play this bitch early, please. She was making, and she gave me that as an early Christmas gift. That was the only shit I got. But she said, yeah, here's the game. And I remember, you only get one. And I remember playing the game, and I could smell my mom making the stuffing, the macaroni and cheese, and everything that would make. You know what I mean? You know the vibe. You know the vibe. Yeah, man. Right. Yeah, that shit was absolutely lit, yo. Those are the memories you can't. I want my kids to have that kind of memory. And if I can help it, I stomp them niggas flat. The way that this society is going, look like they're going back to the basics. I saw some shit on Twitter. I don't know if it was on Twitter or on IG, yo. It was this little YN, right? Trying to get real buck with the fucking security guard. And they were so used in the security guard. Yeah, man, he got stuffed in the seat, yo. He was like, the fuck wrong with you, nigga? I was like, yeah, yeah. Of course, you had the girls in the background. Why you do that to him, man? You need to go back to the basic. Yeah. No, but going back to this Steam box, right? I got into a little argument. Not anything, you know. No. That's Lionel. He's on IG or whatever the case is. But like, I remember yapping to him back when COVID was going on, a little bit before COVID. This is back when Thrash had. No, well, I told him Sony lost their fucking spark and magic. They're fucking cooked. They're cooked. I told him back in the day, I said, where the fuck is the games? This is 2 years into the PS5. There's something wrong, I told him. No, it's not. No, let them cook, let them cook. And then they start seeing cancel game after cancel game after games of service and cancel games. I was like, do you believe it? I sound like Morpheus. Do you believe it now, Trinity? Fuck. I've been told y'all niggas. I was like, something's wrong. It's bleak. I was like, even your beloved Last of Us shit, yo. They haven't made that. It's been 5 remakes. You know what I mean? I was like, the reason he was like, I don't. What did he say? He was like, I don't understand how you can not give them the benefit of the doubt. He was like, they haven't made really anything bad. I said that whatever went on internally with Sony is not the same. Something's wrong, and it happened during the PlayStation 5. Whatever it was happened during the PlayStation 5. I told him, and I was like, there was people that were good, right, and they left. Oh shit! What the fuck is the Velociraptor doing here? You motherfucker! Oh, he's behind the fucking waterfall. All right, cool. Anyway, that shit scared the shit out of me, man. That's still. But anyway, I told him, I was like, bro, I'm gonna tell you this right now, yo. They're in trouble. They're cooked. I said, don't. I ain't gonna never let you forget Concord.
How much did they spend? 100 million?
Altogether, 400 million.
What?
Yeah, it was an ungodly number for that type of game.
It doesn't even.
I'm trying to tell you. I said most of Sony's games, they look like they're old games, like Ghost of Tsushima or Ghost of Yotai. I was like, nobody want that fucking game, yo. It don't even got that spark. I'm not saying it wasn't bad, but it could have been a lot better. It could have been a lot better.
Did you play it? Just so good shit.
No, I know my shit. This like my mom said, I don't need to eat a whole cow. It takes a piece of beef.
Well, no one would eat the whole cow. I'm gonna have to push back on her with that shit.
I never said it was a bad.
That's like
I'm going to
you
do.
run that
I'm
shit.
going. To, I'm going. To, I'm going to say this.
Oh, she ate with that too.
She did eight. She did eight.
She did not.
So she did. She. I remember one time my mom said this. This shit was funny as hell. And this is back when I was like, I think 14 years old, and I was telling her, right, and I was joking with her, you know, and even though my mom was strict, she had a sense of humor. I was 14. I said, "Can I go over such and such house?" It was some chick or whatever, right? And she was like, What y'all gonna be doing?" I was like, "Curiosity." I was like, I was like, "Curiosity killed the cat." And she said, "But satisfaction brought it back. Now what the fuck y'all doing?" I said, "All right, you caught it. You good. You ate." I was like, "You." I said, "You ate with that. You did eat with that, yo. She did eat with that."
Satisfaction brought it back.
she started. She started. She started. She started. She started laughing, but yeah, but no. What I was expecting for Ghost of Yotai, the continuation with Jin Sakai's story, because that's not really complete. Okay, so you know what I mean. So that was a problem. No, they fast forward that shit and called it a day. So
But he's gonna still get another one.
I don't know, bro. Mm,
Give it time. Let them cook.
we let them cook. You know, they burnt that fucking food up. That's what they did. We already let them niggas.
That was like you just talking shit.
No, it's not that it's. I never said it was bad or anything like that. It's just that it was like, from what I saw, it was just like, you know, it looks more. It's like more of the same. You know, you add extra. And the same thing with Spider-Man 2. I quick fast uninstalled that game. Quick fast. That was
I played that shit.
what Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I beat the game and uninstalled it. I have Spider-Man 1 on my hard drive. I don't have Spider-Man 2. I will never really. I don't think I will really download that shit again. This was not a great experience because the game is so tied to the story. But anyway, I told him. I said this. I was like, yo. I said, L. What they're going to do with this game? I mean, what they're going to do with this Steam Deck? I said, there's a couple of things that Sony needs to watch out for. Since Microsoft is not in the game anymore, really,
Your Steam Deck is going to steamroll.
I said if they don't watch what they're doing, I said because Microsoft wanted to get rid of Xbox a long time ago, before Game Pass, and so what Phil Spencer was doing or proposing, and he wanted to keep his job. He said, "I'm going to make a subscription service just like Netflix. You know, executives, high executives don't know what the fuck they're doing." But he presented an out for them. We didn't have any games, but we have the infrastructure for the subscription service. So we're going to try to make a subscription service and see what that's going to do. But we need games, so we need to buy giant publishers so we can put those games on the subscription service. And if it fails, well, we'd be the largest third-party developer. You know, and that's what happened. It failed, and they're the largest third-party developer. Microsoft don't give a fuck about that shit. They weren't really competing like that anyway. I said, but Steam Deck, even if it's slightly below the PS5 currently, the PS5 hasn't been super utilized either. But here's the thing: the games are cheaper on Steam, or they're going to sell way more often, and they can move to different platforms. You could take your game and move it from Steam box to the Steam the what do you call that shit, Steam Deck, if you wanted to, or to the PC. However, what you want to do, because it plays it. And if you really
The
wasn't,
games you sell on are like specific PS5 games.
but look at but right, because but what Sony did, they got greedy. It was like, I want to put my games on PC. You just invalidated your whole fucking console. Would you need to think somebody was going to come and sneak up on you? That's what they're doing. They're coming in through the back door. The problem here is you can't just jump into the fray. Like they know better. You can't because you're going to spend mad money trying to directly compete with the big guys that've been there for years and years and years. You got to come in sneakily, and that's what they're doing. It's playing everything. It's giving people the flexibility that they want because Sony and Nintendo ain't giving the flexibility. You made a PlayStation Pro, and you're telling people how to play their game. We're going to give you the frame rate and the resolution. What if I don't care about the frame rate and I want all the power to be diverted over to, the frame rate or vice versa, whatever it is. Steam Deck can do that though. And people like tinkering with shit. We got TVs that's you can tinker with that shit too. And with the Steam Deck, because of what Sony ended up doing with their hardware, if I don't like that nasty looking controller, I can get the DualShock or DualSense.
Yeah, literally. Sony is
They
popping.
kind of screwed themselves by doing that. And it's almost 6 years, my dude. You know what I mean? And we really didn't get anything out of it like that. We didn't. Not like that. I was expecting multiple Returnals, and we didn't get it the way we didn't get it the way we wanted it.
But I don't think they're gonna release that shit until 2031. It's just
The way that they're doing it, nah, I don't think they're gonna release that shit until 2027. I don't think that's definitely. I don't think they definitely ain't gonna do that shit. You know.
yeah, they gotta switch up the hardware sales, and they just have to let it know. Say you got this this hardware, now put a hardware upgrade.
That's what people are noticing. That's what people are noticing because they're like, well, the PS5 is so powerful. It's so powerful. The PS6 is gonna be even more powerful. You gotta understand. I told him. I said, you talking about all this power? It don't mean shit if no game. If you don't got no games, it don't mean shit.
Mind you, not just that, speakers, controllers, non-components mean shit. Like,
Where's the games? Like, well, how am I supposed to? You know what I mean? I got the pro controller and shit like that. We were talking about that shit.
yeah, for them, they understand. Like, yeah, they need to take some time to focus on games, but it's like that's a 3, 4, 5 year run.
Right, and it was because of what they done with the Jim Ryan. He ended up. What did he do? He ended up like focus. He stepped down or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But what ended up happening with him is um I think they told him to stand down, but he ended up making games as a service, like telling everybody to start trying to make a game as a service, all hands on deck. And while they could have been making a full fledged fucking game that everybody wanted, they were too busy making fucking games as a service. You didn't even, no. They told every one of their game developers to make a game as a service game.
But I'm saying like that company
And out the fucking gate. You know why? Because there was no sexy characters. If you couldn't make those characters in the
they did
porn,
make some bullshit.
no, it was trash. You're right. You're right.
Cause it
What I always say, put it back.
yeah, cause it also just looked like
It looked like it looked it looked like it looked like slop.
like
It looked like slop.
whoever made PlayStation games has come to be known to look slick and cool and good. Like that shit looked third party as fuck.
But you want to know something too? There were a lot of people that left Sony, and I told people, I said they left Sony. That's it. You know what I mean? I was like, if they left Sony, those studios are shell studios. They're empty. You still there? Hello.
I'm here. I'm
Oh
trying
yeah.
to sign in on my phone. Oh, yeah, you all got it. That's cool.
I think. I think I cleared out of there. Yeah. Ain't nobody hear that. Hmm. I don't know, Justin. You showing your age, man. You struggling with technology. Come on, let's get it together. All right. Let's see if I can message him.
This shit is so
Man, you showing your age, bro. Now you echoing crazy. Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know why you echoing like that though. Oh, right. Actually, let me see this. There we go. But it shouldn't have happened. Yeah. And I was telling people, we're getting older, bro. Like, I don't have 5 years to be waiting for your game, yo. I'm being honest. I don't. Like, shut up. You eating cereal? He eating granola. Oh, healthy ass nigga. That's a hard ass. That's that. That's that cereal where that shit stay crunchy for like 10 minutes. That is crunchy ass cereal. I ain't gonna lie to you. One of these days, I want to try to get some golden smacks. That was my shit, yo. That I used to love. Golden Crisp, Captain Crunch. I was that shit will fuck the roof of my fucking fucking bro. I was like, I'm good. Don't worry about it. Shit is fiberglass. It's like a motherfucker. But yeah, like if Sony don't watch it, yo, They're gonna come. They're gonna get steamrolled by this shit, yo. Everybody's like, no, they're not gonna do it.
Nah, they definitely will. Because, like, when the school got back,
Nobody, and you don't even care about your own fucking legacy. You know what I mean? You so busy, yeah.
because, like, A, Sony's already working on Swiss games to PC.
So that's that. You know.
And that's not exactly fair, right? But then, how do you play those PC games? Don't they have, like, a little website for them or some shit?
No, you can get it right off of Steam, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're selling it on Steam. That's the gag of it, yo. It's crazy. It's fucked. And no, nobody cares about like that exclusivity shit, yo. Because most people are playing. I was telling them this shit too. I was like, most people are playing Call of Duty any fucking way. They ain't like clamoring over no fucking Ghost of Yotai or The Last of Us and shit like that. Like they don't even Sony don't even make those types of games like that anymore, yo. That like they're not that great. Then everybody's like, oh, you don't understand. Wolverine's gonna come out, yo. It's gonna mop the floor. I was like, bro, Spider-Man is like Marvel's largest fucking IP.
Yo.
And if Spider-Man can't do it, and then you're gonna have an M-rated game on top of it. If Spider-Man ain't doing it, yo, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah. I don't know.
It'll sell a little bit, and like don't get it fucked up. It'll do a decent amount, not the amount that Sony wanted.
Nah, the Steam box is fucked up. I'm in it to just
It's small, right? It's small. I can put it right under my little entertainment system, whatever the case is. Just like a fucking console. I don't gotta worry about no fucking what fucking motherboard to buy with this GPU. I just have a baseline shit. I can put my emulator on there.
I
Huh?
was gonna name right. We're not gonna call it a Steam box. It's the Steam machine.
Is that what it's called?
It's a real faggot ass name, but yeah.
Wait. I showed this to Curry, yo. That shit had him rolling. They had this dude, right? It was funny as shit. See, I want to do that. I'm not trying to get banned. I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna send it to you on Twitter.
Yeah, alright. If you about to send, don't yeah.
On PlayStation? See, nah. See, I was trying to tell people they censoring people for no fucking reason. Here. Here we go, yo. Look at this shit, yo. I told Curry, yo, he was like, I'm going to Florida for my for a lot of them. I said, don't beat this picture, yo. He,
Coming to Palm Beach.
West Palm Beach, that's like an hour from me. Some old bitch wanted to get tapped.
Look, I'm going so I'll be there probably December.
That man looking bitch. She
She
look.
don't look like a bitch too.
Oh.
Because the titties.
it's
Hell, you look like a little bitch. Alright.
an aesthetic. Wait, hold on. Let me say it. Let me say it like the. Let me say it like the community. It's an aesthetic.
You think so bad.
Aesthetics. Don't be a bitch.
Yo, I just need to know what's gonna cost, man.
They were saying, "Oh, it's gonna cost mad money." No, it's not, bro. It's gonna cost like $400 rap.
Honestly, because it's not like so small, I feel like that makes the price lower, right?
It's well, how big? What's the dimensions?
Well, what I mean is like the kind of thing that makes a Steam cost money is the fact that it can't be announced before.
Right. It's a more complicated fabrication, sir.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah,
like physical assembly of box, so it's like
and
if it was actually, I mean, obviously with like marketing, they're not gonna make it cheaper than the Steam Deck, but like
it could, it could.
I don't know, like that's a hard.
Because the people are gonna look at this shit and be like, well, yeah, the Steam Deck is more money because it's portable. Like I think people underestimate the intelligence of the average consumer. Like they're stupid, but they're not that stupid.
That's what I kind of think they are.
If they release that bitch at $400, yo,
It's also way stronger than the Death.
yeah, but we all know that though. Like, you know what I mean? It's not a phone or whatever the case is, bro. I like people swear
Two USB-A ports.
A.
Yeah, two in the front, two in the back, and one USB-C in the back.
Okay, so that's cost savings. So you can see the cost savings. Is it a CD-ROM drive?
I doubt it. Like, why?
And look, they don't have a legacy. All their games have always been digital, so they don't have to have it on there. So that's less money again. You gotta put shit in that bitch, and you don't have to do all this research and development on making the design of the console. It's a fucking box with a LED strip.
Let me see. See other stats. CPU is a AMD Core 1612T.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is.
Oh.
770 RDNA 328 CUs, 2.45 gigahertz max sustained clock, 110 watt TV power. I don't know what that
Oh
is.
shit. 110 watts. That means it's kind of decent with the power.
16 gigabytes of DDR5 plus 8 gigabytes DDR6 VRAM.
Mm.
What's that?
Oh shit.
4K and 60 frames per second. It's hard to say yet how it will compare to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X in terms of power, but it will most certainly be in the same ballpark.
You would know something too, because it's used in the next generation like RDNA shit. You got the what do you call it, the pisser or whatever the case is, the upscaler or whatever. Well, they got the new upscaler, and you don't need a crazy, yeah, you don't need a crazy resolution for that shit. I mean, you don't need a lot of power for the resolution either. All you need to do is just have it relatively, maybe like 1440p, maybe 1080p, and upscale that bitch for the rest, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap.
The only thing is, the heat up time for the original Steam Deck
It was kind of.
sounds to be a little high.
No, I think they're gonna move fast. I think they're gonna move fast. What'd you say?
Took like that shit took like 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think that that's gonna happen this time around, bro. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't. Either way, the bottom line is that Sony and Nintendo is in trouble. I don't think like the Switch 2 is gonna do Switch 1 numbers in remotely. It may do 80 million, 90 maybe, and that's what you got. The gimmick is over, bro. Like it's not a bad piece of kit. You know what I mean? But the gimmick is over. You know
They're saying it's not gonna be as strong.
what? You talking about the Steam machine?
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about the Switch 2. I'm talking about the Switch 2. Like
Oh, that's just the Wii.
that's what I'm saying. They may do 80 million and call it a day. You know,
The only thing they're really, in my
it's
opinion,
exclusives.
hurting with was the pandemic.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, it was two things: the pandemic and well, three things: the pandemic, Zelda, and Animal Crossing.
Pussy crossing.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Because the media was on fucking Zelda's dick, crazy, heavy, heavy. It was on their dick, so it made people want to buy the console initially, right? All right, cool. But then you had Animal Crossing that gave it a second like win. That was all. Women don't really play games like that. And if they play games, it's gonna be like a little cutesy game like that anyway. So that was doing numbers. You know.
You know what though? I don't think I don't think this is initially going to just kill them, but I do think if this Steam machine is successful, I think it will be
It's going the next iteration.
great for them.
Hmm. And the next one. People think that Sony. See, if Sony kept on what they were doing originally, is making these crazy ass like bangers. That was like you can make a fucking Netflix movie or show to, and not be all in the political space. They should have never jumped into political space. Never, never. But they did it anyway.
Yeah, but that wasn't really a choice. That's like a societal shit.
Or they should have, but Nintendo. No, it was a choice because Nintendo stayed the fuck out of this shit,
Well,
and Xbox kind of stayed out of it too.
nah, Xbox definitely did.
It wasn't as prominent. Now it is.
It was very fucking prominent.
What? Where? Where's your receipts?
First of all, don't ever.
I gave you the fucking Whitney Houston. I want to see the receipts.
Xbox had fried fucking systems, fried skins, fried controllers,
No, no, no. I'm not just talking about the LGBT. I'm talking about like certain like they didn't. Every interview that you got, it was some pink hair girl with a nose ring and heavy set and with a pride rainbow shirt and say men are all bad and all the other shit. That like Sony was doing that shit heavy. Sony was
the
doing that.
the oldest thing I've seen from a Sony team member is usually a little Japanese man. You've seen?
Oh, it was Naughty Dog. They kept putting them on the forefront.
Is that Sony?
That's Sony.
They own that?
Yeah. Mhm.
Is it still a Sony thing?
What you mean?
Like, is Naughty Dog still Sony's studio, or has it been like bought into Sony?
Naughty Dog has been a part of Sony since 2001.
I guess they're not as back.
You think they're like their own like little subsidiary? Is that what you're saying?
Sony is still its own thing, but the parent is. I get what you mean. So that's not technically like it is Sony, but that's not Sony. That's still Naughty Dog. It's not its own parent.
No, Sony moved their headquarters back in 2014 to California. So that kind of screwed them right there and made sure they hired the wrong people that weren't competent in the field, regardless if it was a woman or not. They just weren't competent. They didn't have that many years in the game. And the people that they did hire complained and bitched because of Jason Schreier. You remember Crunch, right? Crunch was real big. And I was okay. I was okay with Crunch, bro. I was okay with it.
Well, you were doing it.
I'm already crunching right now, nigga.
I feel you.
I'm Captain Crunch right now at my job, bro.
But weren't they getting paid extra for it?
Right. They've always gotten paid extra for Crunch. That's the wild thing. I'll put it to you like this, right? The people who made Tomb Raider, right? Although it was like 6, 7, 8 people, right, that made Tomb Raider, they didn't get a break at all. Like that was ultra crunch. But all of them were like instant millionaires. They kept getting money, and they were like, "I don't even though I have the money. I'm selling my soul. I get it.
I saw that documentary and I watched it on
Niggas,
Tubi. That
niggas was sleeping under the desk.
yo, that was crunch beyond.
That was crunch crunch. So
And they didn't even see their family. It was that bad.
the one person got a divorce. She was like, "Are you seeing another woman?" He was like, "Kinda." she was like, "Well, yeah, Lara Croft." That's the woman I'm seeing. I can't get the fuck out of here. You want this house, right? No, but we starting to figure out that Sony is definitely like pulling the strings. If you want to figure that shit out, they're pulling the strings. Like they have some kind of freedom and autonomy, but like Sony is still saying you kind of have to do it this way. Like after The Last of Us Part Two, no, but they're hiring these people on purpose for like oh well look at what we're doing. We're hiring more women. We're hiring this, and I'm like, here's the thing, sexist or not, bro. Women typically go into men's spaces, like infiltrate it and fuck it up. It don't matter what it is. Look at Cracker Barrel, right? They almost fucked that shit up, trying to create a different name. Oh, you didn't hear about that? It was a fucking liberal woman that changed the logo of Cracker Barrel because she was like that looks racist, and their fucking stocks tanked like almost like 70%. You know, and and then they had to change it back. Oh, we made a mistake, and they changed it back. Yeah, whoops. Yo, they changed it back within 3 days, bro. She said that everybody wanted to change too. She was like, "Listen, we gotta be new. We have to speak to the new audience or whatever the case is." And the society was like, "Get this shit out of here. We want that old racist ass nigga kicking that barrel, yo. That's what they wanted." Right. They were trying to make it modernized. They took all the antique places out and all sorts of shit. And like people were like, "Well, why the fuck am I going here then?" Because they tried to insinuate that it was racist decor. And that's just one company that's not even in gaming. They keep infiltrating spaces just to say that, oh, you don't hire women, and they keep falling for the okie doke. I ain't bitter. I ain't even go to Crackle Barrel. I was just a bystander. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I didn't go there for like decades. But I was like, damn. Well, now you kind of calling it out. The stocks went up though. It went up crazy when they put it back, and it drew attention to. I mean, maybe it was secret genius, right? It drew attention to it, and people was like, "Let me see what this racist decor is about." And people went over there and was like, "Oh, I kind of like this shit. It's kind of lit." The thing is, like, huh? No, no, it's not. Okay. So you want to know something about me and Cracker Barrel? The last time I went was probably like 2011 or 12, right? And I remember seeing the little kid sneezing and you know getting his food, and I was kind of like skeeved out by that shit, right? And then I ate the food. I was like, I'm just gonna eat around this little nigga. I ate the food, bro, and I kid you not, the next day I had a stomach virus. So I said, oh nah. I was like, oh never again. Nope. I threw up and shit it and shit it. It was weak. It was weak. I didn't fucking eat that ever, yo. That shit sound crazy in a good way. In a good way. That shit sound crazy. You know what? And it's funny too, right? I don't know if you know this, maybe you heard me before in the past. I used to be eating McDonald's left and right on my cheat days. Like, you know that food tastes even like it just tastes nasty now. The same food. I was like, nigga, I'll make this fucking burger my damn self, man. Like it ain't even. I can make my own fucking condiments and shit like that. Like I'll do it myself. And just to start, Do they even have dollar menus anymore? I don't think so.
It's the value menu.
No, they changed the name like a motherfucker. You used to have dollar menus, nigga.
The value menu.
They snuck that shit in. That's wild. Three value. I remember my mom, and like I said, we were on welfare. She was.
Yeah, that dollar menu was part of the infrastructure.
It was. My mom, she was a welfare queen, right? Like for real, for real. She came home one day and bought like 20 hamburgers. And we were like, yeah, 20 cheeseburgers. She was like, yeah, I ate. No, no, it wasn't for a week. It was just no, but it was. I ate like four of them bitches, and
So they were bigger than shit, dude.
man, it was decent. I was a skinny little ass kid, so that shit was quite enough. I woke up in the morning, yo, with sharp pains and threw up on the carpet, man. I was fucked up, bro. I don't know what happened, but I know I caught a stomach virus there too. Like you said, weak ass stomach, man. But I was like, I don't know what I was like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm eating though. Like, the food tastes nasty. I will say McDonald's, they need to bring that shit back. This fucking sausage, egg, and cheese bagel. I need that shit.
This one? Yeah.
I guess I don't eat in the morning, but that shit is good. I think they took it away at one point.
Breakfast was
Like the redeeming factor. From McDonald's?
terrible.
Nah. they won't get they won't get a cent from me, bro. No, but I don't live in like Japan, nigga. Like this shit nasty over here too. It's just gross. When I tell you, bro, that I was fucking disgusted, where it makes you not want to eat it all together. Like it's not like I missed this time. You know what I mean? Like this time wasn't good. It just doesn't taste good at all anymore. Now Taco Bell down here tastes better than up north at all.
Right. Yeah.
But what are you getting though? No, that ain't no ground meat, yo. That shit is fucking paste. That shit is paste. I was like, yo, I tell my brain, I'm like, is that shit? That's bean paste. Is what I told myself. But,
Definitely you don't get better options now. Tacos are pretty anyway.
no, it is good. There's a lot of good options. But I think the reason why I like it is because of the bread. But the bread tastes nasty though. Now it's like it's greasy as hell. It's greasy as hell, bro.
Oh, from the sludge?
Whatever the fuck it is, like the chalupa is my favorite shit, right? I remember that shit came out and
Oh my god.
the
Is there like another favorite?
yeah, there's a whole bunch of different versions. When I first ate the chalupa back in '97, bro, I never let that shit go. Like permanently. I was like, cause the regular, like I don't like the little thing. It's like I don't know what it is. They fold it in like a circular pattern.
Yeah.
That shit was the only good thing back in the day if you got Taco Bell. But the chalupa like turned that shit up a whole bunch of notches.
It's like a tostada, but I don't think it's called that shit.
I don't know what it is.
Spelled like A or some shit.
It's just the bread with the chalupa. It's the bread and it's the sour cream.
Chalupa.
Yeah. But it doesn't taste good anymore, man. I remember I used to bite into the chalupa, man. That crunch.
And that fucking cream.
Ooh, man, got you looking like a figget. Got you looking like a figget.
Chalupa cream. What? That was what the cookie cream was?
Homophobic. Bigoted. I ain't scared of you.